Thanks for tuning in. This is Thomper B. Thompa, and this is round 9 of the Virginia Championship Hare Scramble Series for the 2022 season. This one's called the Roanoke Express, and it's held at River's Edge Outdoors. So it's my first time here. This is a popular riding place with lots of great single track, and a lot of people come here to ride and practice. From what I hear from other riders, the track was a little bit different this year. First and foremost, we had outstanding weather, so the track conditions were just perfect. But I guess some of the sections were running reverse this year, and there was also a lot of new track added as well. So we had some fresh virgin ground riding on. But yeah, great race. All in all, you can see from my intro that I'm hitting the ground less, which is fun. It's nice to be able to just kind of cruise through a lap without a lot of these get-offs. Yeah, track conditions were really good. We did have quite a variety of terrain here. Sandy spots, plenty of open, flowy, fast, hard pack, tiny bit of mud. Just a very, very well done job by River's Edge and VCHSS. So I'm still not mixing it up too hot and heavy with these hole shots, since I do finish towards the back half of the pack anyways. But I did get a heads up from some of the other riders that there's a tight section where things narrow up quite a bit here in the first mile of the race. And sure enough, that does come up here pretty quick. There's my boy Randall Ellis right ahead of me, and Joe Overstreet ahead of him. I think Zach Swanson's right ahead of them. So lap 1, feeling good. Just trying to get into that groove quicker and quicker each race. Of course, my third lap was by far my fastest. So just trying to hit that zone a little faster each race. So here's that kind of bottleneck tight section, and don't worry, we're not going to sit here forever, I promise. We get moving, but you can just see there's multiple lines through here, and the course officials in that they did a good job of finding good lines and making sure there were alternative routes for everybody. But here you go. There was just a bottleneck. There's, I think that's Dexter Wright on the right-hand side of your screen, getting caught up and having to kick over. And then Randall takes a bad route through there, and I get the pass on him. That was Wesley on my left on the Yamaha. So if you guys got tangled up, and I just got through by pure luck. You know, sometimes you get caught up in those things and it's just unavoidable. But that time I just got lucky, so I'll take it. Trying to make a pass here. This guy gets caught up in an awkward spot. And then my foot peg gets caught on his tire. I hear you, I've been there before. Sometimes you just wreck in like the worst spot. And that's kind of what you get for following so closely behind people sometimes. Sometimes you want to leave a little bit more of a gap, so you can make a last second kind of dodge around them. That happens. Oh yeah, watch Josh here. This is nuts. No, that wasn't it. But Jimmy Rice getting, oh, there it is. Oh man. You gotta rewind that and watch that one. Josh comes flying in there like Mach 4.8, and luckily he hits a tree that's already pretty dead. Rewind that, watch that. That tree is like moving as he slams into it. I talked to him after the race. He's perfectly fine. And he gets me right here too.
Oh, nice. pass, Josh.
Yeah, so like Jimmy Rice passed me right before he hit that tree, so Josh was right on Jimmy's tail. Jimmy ended up winning the 35V line. Josh, I think, got third, and Travis got second or something like that. They always finish top three, and they usually always pass me pretty quick. But yeah, that was nuts. That tree was already kind of dead, and it moved on him. If he had hit a live tree, that sucker would have, that would have hurt. He said he rolled his bars back into his lap a little bit, tried to ride like that for a while, but had to just stop and fix him. Here's a great spot where it was nice and sandy. You had a little bit of these like kind of whoops that you could sort of wheelie through or just kind of ride through them. This is about as dusty as it got. A little bit here in these open grass track sections. Each corner did have a solid berm on them too, so you could really rail through these. I'm just not very good at berms. I hit them later on in the race though. Another really fun sandy section. This sand was just so thick and juicy. That was fun riding through that stuff. But this track really did have it all. There's a little motocross section later on, which I don't make look too exciting because I'm not all that great at jumps yet. But it was fun. Had a couple big singles. There was one small double that I ended up never hitting. But yeah, plenty of hill climbs, hill descents. It was choppy in spots, like braking bumps and stuff. But for the most part, this was a really smooth course. And the majority of it was hard pack. I think there was one small rock garden, but most of it was just like this here. And I stood up way more this race too. So really trying to get better and better about that. Oh, there's Zach Swanson on the left, stopping to help some dude. He's such a nice guy.
That was Zach helping him. Good on you, Zach. You're a good dude, man.
So Zach was off his bike, helping that dude out. Again, good on you, Zach. But it doesn't take long before he catches up and makes a pass on me. Just so flowy. Here's some of that newer terrain that they had cut. Fast through here. That fresh hero dirt. This is probably my either tied for first or my second favorite track of the year. The second race we did near Oak Ridge was pretty sweet, but it was very similar in that it had a wide variety of terrain and surfaces and all that kind of stuff. So that's what really makes the track fun. So down that ravine, took the left-hand side. That's a lot choppier than the right. I figured that out on lap 2, but I finally tucked in behind. I think this is Joe Overstreet, and he and I kind of have a nice little battle here on lap 1 together. So I'm just trying to hang with him, catch up, and maybe I can make a pass at some point, but I was behind him for quite a while. And we go back and forth a couple times, but I think I end up passing him for good on either lap 1 or 2. But yeah, he's riding smooth through there, so I'm just, all right, I'll tuck in behind you and just kind of cruise. Let this rider go by. Here's some of the newer sections too. They had bannered up, so everyone's kind of funneling through. I think this was a new cut trail here. little bit of a rock garden, nothing too crazy. A couple routes through there. Again, lots of alternative routes, basically throughout the entire course. That was nice. Because that's something I'm working on, is now that I'm getting a little bit more confident out there, and I got much better control of my levers, my brake. I'm not stalling so much and all that. I'm trying to really keep my eyes up for alternative lines here. For situations like this, I'm following behind Joe for several minutes, and maybe I can find a spot to make a pass. Zach Swanson almost does, except he kind of blows out that corner right there. He's definitely faster than both of us here.
Come on, Joe.
But here's this little drop-off I never saw coming. And of course, it's way steeper than it looks on camera. We were given a heads up about that in the like the riders meeting thing. They tell you, yep, oh, one big steep drop off, but it's marked. There was a little yellow sign back there. Oh, almost lost it right there. Hard to tell on camera, but my back tire hit something hard, deflected, and just sent my tail sideways. So here was the second portion that tightened up quite a bit through this younger section of forest. See, lots of alternative routes, really nice. If you get caught behind someone, you got an opportunity to make a pass. But tight, but nothing too insane. I mean, I'm still moving at a decent clip through here. This course really did have it all. Oh yeah. So technically not a crash, I'm not counting that one. But I get a little cattywampus there, a little bumfuzzled. And what I didn't notice happened was the drinking nozzle for my tube fell off. So I go to take a drink and I'm just like on the end of the hose there.
I got no water.
So Joe passes me again.
Just ripped off and it's leaking into my freaking crop.
Yeah, so I got all this cold water now leaking out of this thing. I got no way to stop it. So I tried like throwing the strap over my shoulder, but it's secured into the front of your chest on purpose. So yeah, I got this water pouring down into my crotch. It's cold, and at this point, I'm like kind of upset. Like, oh man, what a bummer! I'm gonna have like chafing issues, and like possibly my seat's gonna get slippery. But turns out this was a blessing in disguise because it felt great on this hot day. I just didn't have any drinking water the rest of the race. So still tucked in behind Joe. Gonna try and make a pass again.
Yeah, baby!
Now I'm just rooting him on. It's always fun to actually kind of battle back and forth with somebody and ride with them. I get another great little battle towards the end with Laura Cox. But
Joe!
at this point, he just kind of let me by there. So feeling pretty good lap one. Arm pump did start to creep in a little bit more than normal, but I just did the usual thing. Focused on my form, my breathing, my standing and squeezing. And of course, kind of keeping your hands loose. Taking about 10% off. I could tell this was going to be way too fun of a course to have to deal with any kind of arm pump issues, so nipping that one in the bud straight away. So here's some of that moto track. There was one small double that I never hit. I do show it at the end when I'm following right behind Laura, because she clears it like a champ right in front of me. And I've got no doubt that I could clear the double. It's just I need a little bit more practice and probably some coaching. So lap one in the books, feeling good. We got ourselves a great course, a great track, perfect conditions. Nice little pass there before the woods. Good work. So I'm excited for lap two. My lap times were pretty consistent. Again, I had that one little slip up on lap 1 where I lost my nozzle for my drinking tube. Oh yeah, this guy was cooking through here. And then I think I have one small tip over on lap 3, but for the most part, it was a clean race. Back through this tighter section, I just took the same exact line that I got so lucky with on the first lap. It worked then, so it worked the second time through as well. Yeah, tight in a couple of them spots where I'm tapping both sides of my hand guards. Oh, coming in hot. Coming in a little too hot and get off trail. Someone gets a nice pass on me here. You got a pretty long descent here. It's pretty choppy too, so you got to kind of pick and choose where you're braking. A little rutted turn through there just to keep you honest. Yeah, this is fun. And I know next round we got another course that's very similar with lots of elevation change, off camber turns, just a nice beautiful mountain course. But look at this, you're just riding this ridge with drop-offs on each side. That's a quad burner and an elbow burner. Just diving into those woods in a big dust cloud. I remember that section every time. It was just kind of like crossing your fingers you're on the right path. Because you don't really see into the woods. You just see a cloud of dust. So here's those burns. If you're good at those, you can really rail them pretty hard. I think I kept this part of the video in because I almost eat it right here, right? Yeah, didn't look like it. Small dab. Maybe I'm thinking of the third lap. A couple of berms where I almost eat it. Getting a little more confident. Lap 2, starting to jump things, starting to wheelie over some of these whoop sections a little bit. Once you get that first lap in, you'd be surprised how good you can memorize a lot of these sections. Like right there, I knew to go right instead of left because you go left and it was too abrupt of a right-hand turn. Yeah, so that cuts what? A second off right there just by taking the right route instead of the left. Couple decent hill climbs. Nothing too intense though. Pass through these gates and I think we're on to some more of the new section of trail here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is fresh cut in. Just kind of one of these faster descents. Choppier than it looks though here on camera. Man, we got so lucky with the weather and the conditions. The woods were perfect. So here's what I mean. I think I called this out on the first lap. Second lap, I take the right-hand side, and it's much smoother and faster. Technically, more distance you got to cover, but you're doing it at a much higher speed. And lap 3, I take it even faster. Oh, yeah. I don't know why I just didn't go around that. I lose 2 spots. There goes Zach again. So he gets the pass on me. And I'm banging into trees, getting all sorts out of shape. Talking myself into the fact that, all right, I'm okay. I'm okay. Hey, I'm good. Here we go. I remember how to ride a dirt bike. Just getting loosey-goosey out there. Very, very well marked course. Plenty of alternative lines. Here's that drop off again. Yeah, I said I'm ready for it this time. Again, the camera doesn't do it justice. That was quite the little drop off. This is just a course marshal, probably fixing something on the trail. Shout out to all the course marshals. Appreciate you guys. Oh yeah, I got caught up behind this person in the tight section. But even in the tight section, there are some places to get around. Lap 2, feeling better and better. Slowly easing into that kind of free flow state. Got to figure out how to do that on lap 1. And I talked to my buddy Nate Ellis after the course, or after the race. I asked him, like, man, does it take you like 2 laps or so to really hit that flow state hard? And he's like, yeah, same for me. And he's a lot faster than I am. But it, you know, makes me feel better. I'm not the only one. This section was just really pretty. Really green through here. Nice little log hop. Decent uphill right here. Couple roots and rocks to avoid. That was a really fun uphill. That might have been the best uphill of the race right there. Especially if you just hit it with some speed. And then you cap it off with this long descent. So try not to include too many sections where I'm all by myself, but lap 2 and 3, I spent a lot of time alone. I put deodorant on and everything too, so I'm not sure why. But here's the moto section. Here's this double that I chicken out on. You'll see it's pretty small. I could totally clear that, but I would want to do it not in like a race setting. Just be able to work on it. So maybe I could attend a riding clinic that's more motocross focused, so I can get a little bit better at jumping and save some time on some of these races that do incorporate some of the bigger jumps. Because having to roll those doubles, that adds time for sure. Lap 2 coming to a close, feeling excelente. Didn't see a white flag there. Maybe they had it, maybe they didn't, I don't know. Well, I go through scoring and I'm just so like locked in on what I'm doing. I don't ever look at the screen. I gotta start doing that, because the screen will tell you what place you're in your class. So that sharp little right turn just threw me off big time. Someone gets a pass on me. A couple more riders pass by. Yeah, the rider did like a fishtail around that turn and just like threw me off. I was not expecting that. Some downhill chop. Looking for a spot, not seeing a good one. Inside line. But he does just kind of let me by here. He could have kept going. Third and final time through this tight section. I think again I just take the same route. You never want to see riders bottled up like this. It's always so, it's such an easy place to get caught up and to really add time to your lap. Just work it through. So I've thought about chopping my bars for forever. I've talked about that in several videos now. And after speaking to riders who are way faster than me and just slowly but surely getting better at these tighter sections, I don't think I'm going to chop them at all. And if I did ever consider chopping them in the future, maybe a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch on each side at the absolute maximum. I just really like having the leverage of the wide bars. And chopping them just doesn't seem worth it at this point. But I don't really know what I'm talking about, so I'm just going by personal feel. Got this fast hill. I took that high side route each time. I don't know why. I think the lower side route might have been a little smoother and faster. Oh yeah, this is where I almost eat it. I was so much closer to falling right there than it looked on camera. I decided to take the inside line. I'm like, all right, these berms are yet another thing I got to really kind of practice. Yeah, nice pass on the inside. Yeah, hitting those kinds of berms. I just need to find a good set of berms, do like a figure-8 grass track or something, and just work on hitting those a lot harder. I have this nasty tendency of dabbing my inside foot. It's like this weird crutch that I have that I just can't get rid of. I know not to do it, but I keep doing it anyways. Maybe I'll just try a bunch more corners standing only. That might be the trick to getting rid of that habit. Diving back up in the woods, nice hill climb. I think someone gets a really good pass on me here. I think I'm hard charging up this hill, and then here these people come. Yeah, they're cooking. So I think those folks, well, this person ahead of me now, and I get passed again here, I believe that they're on the lap ahead of me, unfortunately. So the leaders did 4 laps for the morning class, and I only got 3 in. Nice little pass on the outside. I hear some more people coming, so I pull over. Trying to get better about that. If I'm letting people pass, to keep moving as I do it. Another lovely little hill climb there. That was a fun one. Lap 3, this is definitely where I'm feeling the best. I feel fast and just mentally sharp. It requires so much less thought to hit a section with greater speed. And the lap times show it too. And that's moving for me, you know, relatively speaking. I'm doing the descents much faster with a lot more confidence. Yes, you do know the track a little bit better now that you're on your third lap, but I'm taking different lines this third lap too, lines that I have not yet taken. So here's that outside line I was talking about. Just hitting it with a lot greater speed. You can go faster. But here's where I do get myself in a little bit of trouble, which kind of interrupts this flow state. So I just kind of have a little tip over on this muddy section. It throws me off. Kind of kiss that tree on the right hand side. A couple riders get past. And that definitely interrupted my flow state. So it took another probably 2-3 minutes of riding to really get back into it. Final time through the drop-off. Down the ravine. Woo. A little bit tight through here. Probably my fastest time through this section. Yeah, I'm looking forward to racing here again. This was a good one. Little bit of everything. But again, I spent a lot of lap 3 alone, which is fun when you're in a flow state because you can just haul, but it's not great for making videos because that's much more boring to watch. So I do catch up to some folks here in a little bit, and we have a nice little battle. Getting hollered at to be passed here. Someone goes cooking by. I couldn't tell who that was. But they was moving. More banners, way more banners on this course than any other course I've seen. Just beautiful through these lower sections here. Yeah, had a rough time over the log that time. Not sure why. Wasn't terribly big, and you can see it coming, so I goofed something up. Yeah, I think the high for today was like 80 degrees too, so and it wasn't too humid. It was nice. One more climb, baby! That was a fun one. Plenty of traction, but you got to bob and weave left and right a little bit. So I think this is Laura Cox that I'm catching up to here in the woods. And I follow behind her for the rest of the race, never able to get a pass. And in the woods, it feels like I'm a little bit faster than her. So I'm like, I got it in my mind here that, hey, maybe I can get around. So I'm working it, trying to catch up, always being vigilant for an alternative route to maybe sneak around, or, you know, if she slips up and makes a mistake, maybe I can scoot by. But then we get into the open track section. Oh yeah, and this is just funny. We both blow out this corner for whatever reason. So she goes sliding into it, and I'm so focused on her, I go sliding into it. This is lap 3, remember? But here's where Laura pulls away, because she clears this double, and I'm just so excited I can't help but root for her. And if you go back and watch that really close, which I recommend you do because she clears that double so nicely, but that's where I smashed my GoPro, and so now we've got a slight up angle on this thing, and my lens cover came popping off the other side too, so had to order a new one of those. But yeah, look how far ahead of me she is right here, right? So she's definitely faster on this like moto course. But there is a small section of woods right after it where I can possibly catch up and make a pass. So that's what I'm like hyper focused on that. Other than letting this person pass by. I know she's right ahead of me. I know that in the woods we're pretty even. Maybe I can make a pass. I'm watching for any mistakes. Chomping at the bit, ready to gun it around. But I know our time's coming short. I remember that tree laying over the trail there, and I'm just waiting for her to maybe slip up a little bit. Can I scoot around? Is there an alternative path here? Down to the wire. Nah, I never get the pass. So that was it. 3 laps. Check a flag. Great track. Thanks for watching, everybody.